Hi, this is Ed, and we're back in the global meeting room, psychologically safe space for learning and for business intros, establishing rapport and understanding. We have an expert in that approach, James Krulder, and we've known each other 20 years or so, or more. uh, is a longtime business consultant in terms of customer services, of providing access to people in need. And in this case, people who don't have a credit rating because of their being European or Asian or whatever, and they're working now in the US, and he helps them get a car. Let's welcome James Krulder.
You, Ed, I really appreciate it. It's great to be here and great to have an opportunity to talk about helping foreign nationals that are moving into the U.S. and helping them build a credit history and helping them get a car. It's been a pleasure, and I've been doing it for quite some time now, and it's a lot of fun. I still love doing it, and I still have a great time every single day doing it.
Cars, the number four,
Mhm.
expats.com.
Yes. .com.
Go see this. Okay, you've been showing some ads, messaging on LinkedIn in particular, and it's really just beautiful. Congratulations on
Thank you.
whoever's doing that for you and for you for staging it, paying for it. It's showing happy people.
Yeah, well, that's the goal. Definitely want to keep showing happy people, showing as many people that have been relocating over here. And it's a combination of people that have been looking at leasing cars, have been financing cars. One of the things that I've been really trying to do is spread out the types of vehicles. It seems like the last few customers have definitely all taken delivery of Subarus. So I've been really trying to say to, everybody who's gotten their Mazdas and their Volkswagens, please send me those pictures so I can spread out the wealth and get all of the manufacturers some love. But just recently, I was able to post a card today for an individual who relocated from the UK. What was really great about him, he's an academy director from. I know I'm going to say this wrong. It's soccer in the United States, football overseas, which really great timing for that with the World Cup going on. But he's an academy director relocating from the UK. He relocated to New York. It was awesome. Obviously, my New York accent gives me away, so everybody can tell I'm from New York. So I had the opportunity to go and meet him and be part of the delivery experience for his vehicle. So that was really, really exciting. In my 27 years doing this, I have not really had the opportunity to meet with an individual client. So that was awesome. He is here. He's going to be teaching a lot of younger soccer players as they go onto the New York Football Club and they develop into future soccer players and football players. So that was really an awesome experience. And he had a great experience with our program as I posted today on LinkedIn. So that was awesome. And, he came here without a credit history and we were able to help him lease a brand new vehicle. So there was a great story for us to be able to tell and an experience for be able to help him.
Let's go a little bit deeper on this
Okay.
story, just as an example
Absolutely.
of what I call total care.
Absolutely.
Total care. Not an afterthought. It's the front step. It's the,
Absolutely. 100%.
let's go a little bit deeper. So a person is established in UK,
Correct. Fully established.
not
Fully
in the
established.
US, and they're just like, well, like a fish out of water, or just
Yeah.
totally uncomfortable. And
100%.
and why are the rules so hard? But I'm glad that you have the service and this
Yeah.
capability, but why are the
Yeah.
rules so hard?
I mean, it's almost have to establish, myself. If I was to relocate to the UK or to Germany or to Japan or to China or to any foreign country, I don't care how good of a salesperson I am or how big of a smile I have or how much they love this beard. It's not going to matter how much it is because I don't have any kind of establishment in the financial industry or any kind of banking or any kind of credit. So when you come here to the US, it's the same as me going to that country overseas. I don't exist. I don't have any type of history. So it's like I'm starting over. It's like I'm 17 again. It's like that first time where I'm trying to get a new credit card, or my parents may have had to co-sign for my first car loan. It's frustrating, because I was so well established back home. And I try to go from dealership to look for the best deal. And maybe I found the car I love. And I might think that, okay, now I'm ready for credit. And I run my credit, and either I don't have a social security number, and they turn around and say, what? No, I don't want to talk to you anymore. You don't qualify. Or that social security number is brand new. I still don't qualify. And now my interest rates are either not going to be approved at all, or they're going to be 20 to 25%, or they're going to ask me for a substantial down payment, which is very, very frustrating for any individual that has very limited time to buy a vehicle. Of course, when they're in the process of relocating, under a lot of pressure, may have to just make a difficult decision or a rush decision and say, okay, I'll take it. I'll just take it and refinance in a year or a year and a half. Very frustrating for an expat who might only be here for 2 or 3 years. So they're going to overpay for that period. So a program like this that exists to help individuals, where the manufacturers offer special services to be able to finance and lease without a credit history, is very advantageous for an expat to be able to take advantage of. And the idea is for us to be able to help bring that together for them when they're relocating to the US, help them understand that this program exists, and also help them navigate through that challenge so we can help them, be able to get approved for financing and leasing without a credit history, while also understanding the U.S. car buying market. I say this time and time again. I say it to the individual expat. I've probably said it in most of my posts, and I've said it in numerous videos. Nobody likes going to the car dealer. They consider it like going to the dentist. They'll avoid it at all costs. So if we can help them ease that stress and make this a little bit easier for them and make this as seamless as possible, we're going to do that for them. And that's what we do for every one of the expats, whether it's an expat, whether it's a healthcare worker. We're going to remove that challenge for them and help them get approved and help them get back to work without any stress.
So all of that is a result of
Correct.
having a job.
Yes. So they do have to be employed. Yes, absolutely.
And that means that as long as they're employed, they're going to be getting paid.
Correct.
And have other benefits. And so how do they meet you?
Well, they can find us numerous ways. So I have, the partnerships with relocation companies, with moving companies, online, as simple as typing in, how do I buy a car without credit as an expat? There's so many different opportunities to find us, through referrals. That is a huge opportunity for us, through recruiting agencies. There's so many different ways. Outside of me standing in the airport and Heathrow and handing out flyers, that would be the best way. Look at me. That would be the hardest way, I guess. But really, it's just a matter of sometimes they find us from going to the dealer and going through that challenge. A lot of times, or programs like this, or programs through HR representatives and services that exist out there of, conferences that exist. Because 9 times out of 10, an individual employee who's relocating to the US is not going to share a personal experience and go to an HR representative and say, I'm struggling to buy a car. That's personal. That's not something they want to talk about, unless they're running into an issue where it's too expensive, or they just can't get a car and they can't get to work, or their spouse doesn't have a car and they can't get a car for their spouse. And it's creating a situation where, it's making it difficult for them at home, or it's difficult to get to work. And now they got to ask for help, or they don't know what to do. Or they talk to their coworker and they say, how can I get some help and get some credit? So it's very, challenging for them. 9 times, like I said, 9 times out of 10, they'll Google us and they'll find us, or they'll just ask somebody at work, or they'll ask a coworker who went through the same challenges and they refer them. It's been very big for us on referrals. That's been a huge opportunity for us. So as long as you do the right thing up front, people will refer you to our program.
So talk to when I say talk to me, I mean the audience out there.
Of course.
How many people are there in that situation today
I
in New
mean, how many
York?
people? How many? Well, New York. Well, the good thing is we deliver nationwide, so not just New York. So it can go to all 50 states. So I've been delivering vehicles all throughout the U.S. This year. So when I started the program back in January, late January, and going into February, we've delivered in just now so far probably about 25 of the 50 states. That doesn't mean that I can't deliver in the other 25 states, but we deliver everywhere. How many people come into the U.S. every year? Oof. It's a great question, and it's the $1 million question. Somebody would probably pay me a lot of money to find that information out. But it's hard to say how many people. Could be over 100,000. It really depends. It depends on what's happening. Every visa type has a different amount that comes into the U.S. and that are qualified. There's all different scenarios, but there's a lot. I can tell you that. There's a lot.
So let's talk about the size of the company that has an employee of this kind.
Okay.
And in other words, they're relocated.
Right.
And first of all, they have to be recruited and
Right.
then
Of course.
go through all that onboarding or
Of course.
whatever,
Of course.
right? And the whole idea is for them to get productive
Yeah.
and
And
happy,
yeah.
and have a
Yeah.
life. And that's where you come in.
That's where we come in. So when you think about it, an organization, these Fortune 100, Fortune 500, Fortune 1000 companies, even new companies that are trying to start up here in the U.S., investing in the U.S., the idea is to be, like you said, be productive, get to work. They have very limited time to get established here. Individuals, their families are here, their spouse is here. They go to work and then their spouse is home with the children. You need to be mobile. I mean, it's most of the United States, I think we're rated, very poorly when it comes to public transportation. I'm sure the auto industry has something to do with that. But, hopefully, as far as the public transportation, if you're not in a direct city, you need a vehicle. Things are pretty far apart and you need to be able to get around. So if you do not have a vehicle, people are going to be upset, so you need to get a car and you need to be able to get to work, obviously. So happy life. If you're not happy here and you're not going to be able to get around, it's going to be challenging for that individual expat, which is going to be an issue, unfortunately, for the relocation. So programs like us exist for that scenario to make sure that the employee has a seamless relocation, doesn't have to worry about overpaying for a car, and doesn't have to worry about being declined for credit or overpaying for that particular vehicle. So that's why we exist. We want to try to make one thing as part of their process as seamless as possible.
Do you help them get a driver's license?
Yes, we can help them navigate through that process and understand what it's like.
That's really key, isn't it?
Yes, oh, definitely. The great thing about the United States, it's it's most amazing country, but it's also 50 states. So it's 50 little countries in itself. Every state has different rules, different requirements, different taxes, different license requirements. Some states allow you to pick up without a U.S. license. Some states require a U.S. license. Some states will let you pick up without a license, but 6 points of identification. And we are fully educated in every one of those states, so we can help you get on the road as soon as possible based on the requirements of that state, and owning your own vehicle, which is very important for the corporation because we want to try to get them out of that rental vehicle as soon as possible, because then that limits the cost for the corporation. If the corporation has to spend 30 days of a rental vehicle or 45 days, if they're moving 100 employees, that could be quite expensive for them. If we can reduce that by 2 weeks, that could be a cost savings every year for them, for that corporation. So that's our goal too. It's not always about it's, of course we want to make the relocation as seamless as possible, but if we can save the company and corporation money as well, everybody wins. So why not have a situation for everybody to win?
So let's assume this transferee is married. So the spouse will need a driver's license.
Yes. Yes.
So do you provide that next step of service?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, they usually say happy wife, happy life, right? So however that goes, everybody, make sure everybody's happy. That's the goal. Even the children, everybody being happy. Everybody. I have
Yes,
four daughters myself. So as long as everybody's happy, I'm happy. As long as my phone's not ringing and somebody's yelling at me for something, I'm happy. So that's good.
Okay, so now I'd like you to show a slide if you'd like to
Okay.
show
Yes,
cars
absolutely.
for expats.
Let me bring that up there. Uh,
I'm really happy to have this conversation with you because it's so meaningful, and what a pain in the neck if you're not knowledgeable about the
yeah, and
service that's available.
the unfortunate thing is that most people don't know they have this issue until it actually happens. You know, they don't know that they're going to have the problem. You know, they don't know about hold on one moment. Let me just get into here.
Yeah, screen share.
Yeah, hold on. You know, they don't know that the challenge exists until they get here. Then they go to the local dealership. And when they go to that dealership, all of a sudden they realize, uh-oh, we're in this problem here where, it's a big challenge. It's a big challenge for them. Is it coming up there?
Not yet. Oh,
Okay,
wait a
hold
minute,
on one
something's
moment.
happening. Okay.
Let me just get there.
Okay, there it is. Good. Okay,
Yeah,
so
so
okay, there we
good.
go. Perfect. Highly legible, and I like the green background.
Yeah, it's my favorite color, It's my lucky color there, green. So I always kind of highlight
And
around that. Even though
the
I made
gr
the logo
that
kind of like a bluish green. Those are my daughter's favorite colors. So I kind of blended those in there. So for some good luck with the daughters. Uh, but yeah, just to kind of talk about that, as I was mentioning there, a lot of people don't realize they have an issue. You know, people communicate that there's going to be a problem with credit. When you arrive here, you get established in the United States, you go to try to buy that vehicle, go to the local dealership, and that's where you'll kind of identify, uh-oh, we have a problem. I can't get approved for credit, or, the credit's much higher than I expected. I might be forced into a bad decision, like I was mentioning earlier. But one of the situations with Cars for Expats is you're not required to actually make a decision while you're overseas. You can work with our program while you're overseas or while you're in the United States. What's nice about that is because, again, our program is nationwide, we have dealerships throughout the U.S. that we're working with to improve the delivery times that ensure that a client can actually receive their vehicle within about 3 weeks of the arrival date. Part of that reason why it's 3 weeks is because a client takes a couple of weeks to get their social security number. That's something that's required for them to pick up their car. Social security numbers obviously is how we track credit in the U.S. So with that, that's the one requirement that they need to have. But once they have that, picking up their vehicle and receiving their vehicle is timeless. It's very, very quick. There is no U.S. credit history required. That's the key. That's the biggest benefit of the program. Also, very happy to introduce and very happy to offer this. This is one in class, as all makes and models are available to lease. And to finance, you can finance whether it's new or pre-owned. This is great when it comes down to either one or two vehicles. Sometimes for the family, you want to have that brand new car. Make sure that you have that brand new, reliable vehicle. And sometimes for the second car, you want to have the pre-owned car. It could be the station car, it could be just the runaround car, or the car that gets you to and from the office, where the family has the reliable vehicle. Biggest also tying into that U.S. credit history and big benefit there, the subvented leasing programs and financing rates. These are directly from the manufacturer and a substantial savings. So you're going to see those big benefits there when you're getting the direct manufacturer leasing programs. Very important to an expat that's only here for potentially 2 to 3 years. If they're moving on an L1 or an H1B visa, that short period doesn't really tie into them buying a car because they're going to be here only for a couple of years. They don't want the hassle of having to resell a vehicle. So they can lease a car for 2 or 3 years and receive the same benefit that you and I have as a leasing program. That same commercial that you see on TV where the guy talks 1,000 miles per hour and kind of tells you what the lease benefit is. Same one we extend to them. And we also have a long-term rental program if they're only moving for less of a 2 or 3 year term. So we have every solution for every situation that an individual moves for. And again, it is nationwide, as I mentioned. So it's a really well-rounded program that's available, new or used, directly from the manufacturer, subvented programs, very different than what you see out there in the marketplace, very different than what anybody else is talking about, no matter what anybody says out there. So it's built for the consumer, it's built for the corporation, okay, and it's built to help everybody save money and make it as seamless and easy as possible to use.
Okay, so I'm going to send you a copy of this program and also a video copy
Okay,
for
great.
you to send around to whoever you want. I'm also
I
going to send
appreciate it.
you the audio because some
Great, thank you.
people like to just go for a walk and listen to
Oh
things
yeah,
rather than
absolutely.
sit in front of a screen. Uh,
Absolutely.
and I'm also going to send you the speaker notes
Okay,
because
great. Thank
this
you.
is being transcribed. Um, I'll do some editing. Sometimes it gets screwed up. So I do the editing for you.
Okay,
Um,
appreciate it. Thank
and
you, Ed.
our idea here is to help you get this message out to every
Definitely.
company that's relocating people from outside the US into the US.
Definitely. I mean, it's helpful. I really appreciate it. And the reason, again, why I kind of took a little, I needed to perfect everything. It took off like gangbusters, and then it was too much. I was overwhelmed, and too many things were happening. And then I kind of slowed everything down, and I needed to get that service where I was different from other providers and needed to make sure that my customer service levels, we know how unforgiving and I don't want to say unforgiving in a bad way because we want to make sure customer service is top level, especially for the expat community. And I wanted to ensure that I had the right services and programs in place. And now they are. Everything is so well tightened up for the individual expats that I'm ready. So I know that I could talk about it and I can handle them. So now that they can come in, they can come in droves and we can handle them. So we're ready.
So do you want to show another slide, perhaps one of the ads that you've been running to show
Um,
Happy Nurse?
Well,
Uh,
they're mostly on my phone right now.
oh,
So
okay.
I'd have to log into Facebook. It'd be a little bit more of a challenge. I could send one to you if you wanted to put it in.
Oh, I can't do that. I'm not a techie.
Yeah, I'm
But
not a techie either. So like trying to get in there now, I'll delay all my time. I do it so much on my phone. I have ChatGPT and all the AI help me. It's so helpful now. It's like you don't even need a marketing department anymore. It's so great.
yeah.
I don't mean to say that about marketing people. I mean, because they're amazing themselves, but you can produce this stuff so fast. And it's really, really good content that they produce for you. It's really great. But yeah, it's really helpful.
Okay. Well, I'd like to have that conversation with you so I can learn how
Yeah.
to do that myself.
Yeah, I mean, if the next session, I'll have a couple. I'll have some up, and I have two. I'll have 2 or 3 more expats that I can post up too. I'll have the academy director I posted today, and I have another HR representative directly from. I think it's called Asaya Beer. They just relocated to Wisconsin, so I'll have 2 direct expats that I can post up.
Great. So is there something similar to this in Europe?
I believe so, but most of the people use like Avis or they'll use like a rental car because a lot of people don't lease. They take like long-term rentals.
I
Um,
see. It's different.
so there is, and I have a partner that I use in the UK. So if people go to the UK, I have somebody I send to, but it's not as the network isn't as vast as this.
Yeah.
This
And
is
what,
more like
yeah,
it's
what
not.
about
It's
Mexico or Brazil?
Mexico. I have another partner, but Brazil I don't have anyone. But Mexico I have somebody. But I don't see a lot of requests for that. Where the U.S. is so much. It's so much more available. Where every car manufacturer exists here. Car leasing is so prominent here. And it's just so easy to turn over.
Okay. So send me a message about what day next week
Okay, cool.
you could be available to do another program.
Okay,
and
sounds
take
good.
a specific situation for, say, 10 or 15 minutes
Okay, sounds good.
and explain how you create the
Help them.
service.
Okay. All right, sounds
Okay,
perfect. Thank you, Ed.
great.
I really appreciate it. All
Thank
right, stay
you.
well. All right, enjoy your Tuesday, and I'll talk later.
Cars for the number 4, expats.com.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ed. Stay well. Talk soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
This is
All right,
Ed
bye-bye.
signing off.
Bye-bye. Take care,
Bye.
everyone.